Lots of heart openers, going to open up through the hip flexors, and just take it fairly smoothly and slow, focusing on transitions and just finding a bit of awareness in our practice tonight. So come on over to the mat. If you have a pillow or a block, that would be really handy as well, because we're going to start laying down. So grab one if you can, or a blanket rolled up. It would be really nice for a heart opener, chest opener to begin. So come on down. I don't know about any of you, but I actually do feel like just laying here. I've been washing the car this afternoon and all sorts of admin, packing the car to move next week, so it's been a bit hectic. But hopefully these back bends will energise and get us going, or at least me. So if you have a pillow or a blanket, roll it up or fold it in half. If you have a block, great. You can use this too. And we're basically going to take the pillow, the top edge, underneath the shoulder blades. Some of you I know have done this with me before in person. We're going to lay over it. This is really lovely. So come on down. So shoulder blades just hooking over the edge of your pillow or blanket, so it helps lift the chest, open the chest. You can take your legs along the mat. You can bring soles of the feet together. Arms can rest either side or even overhead. That takes you into a deeper back bend. So see how you feel this evening. Close your eyes. Just settle into the space, to your mat. A lot of us probably have rushed from work or one job or other. So just take a few moments. We don't expect the mind to suddenly still for the stress or worries or rush to leave us. So let's take a few moments. Just deep breaths in and out through your nose. Really expand through your tummy. Allow your back body to press into the pillow, block or blanket. Expand through your ribs. So just notice now any stories playing out in your mind, any thoughts, worries. And let's try and let go of them now for the next 40 minutes. So find a steady gaze with the eyes closed, just to the space between the eyebrows. Inhale through your nose, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Continue with this pace or increase, maybe decrease. But keep the breath steady, even, a deeper breath. Breath that connects mind, body, movement. Inhale, bring the arms back to the side if you had them overhead. Press into the hands. If you have the hips open, press the feet back together. Whichever variation you're in, bring your feet to the mat. Press into your forearms just so you can lift up slightly and move that pillow out of the way or block. Come to lay back down. So back bends, chest openers, shoulder openers today, quads and hips. So walk those feet in, just check you can touch the heels, just a little bridge flow. Inhale, press and lift the hips, arms reach overhead in time with your breath. Exhaling as you close, you release down. So often in yoga, the inhale is expansion, lengthening. The exhale can be closing, consolidating, deepening. Inhale, one more. And exhale. Slowly lower down. If you have any back issues, just roll out to the side, come up seated. Otherwise, hug those knees in. Roll along the length of the spine 3 times. Using momentum, also your core. Just take the legs overhead. And then we come up to seated, cross the legs, come onto all fours. So we're going to start with a few rounds of threading the needle. So twists are great for the spine as well, opening the chest. You can keep the toes tucked under for balance if you need. Ground down through left hand. Inhale, raise the right arm. And exhale, just feed it under left, let it hover. Inhale, opening. And exhale, feeding under. Inhale, opening. Exhale, this time, feed it under, ground through that right shoulder. Right temple very lightly comes to the floor. Sorry, I'm turning away from you. And we breathe here. Left hand can move out to the side slightly. If you'd like to come deeper, raise the left arm, inhale. And exhale, turn that palm over to right hip or inner thigh. Rolling that left shoulder open on an inhale. Keep pressing into that right arm rather than the temple, just to take the weight through the arm. One more breath. Inhale, raise that left arm. And exhale, release it back. Press through that left hand. Inhale, take the right arm up. And exhale, release the right hand to the mat. So we come to the other side. Left arm lifts, inhale. And exhale, feed under. Inhale, opening. And exhale, feeding under. Bending that right arm. Final time, inhale, reach up. And this time we'll ground that left arm, feed it under, left temple, left shoulder to the mat. Right hand moves out slightly. Breathe there, press into that hand for a deeper twist. Or take right arm up and over to that left hip or inner thigh. Roll that right shoulder open. Breathe there. Breathe through the restriction. Likely you feel this through mid and upper back. So we're creating space here through the upper body with our twists. Inhale, raise the right arm. And exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, raise left arm once again. And exhale, left hand back to the mat. Hands walk forward, toes tuck under, first downward dog of the day. Inhale, lift the hips up and back. Pedal out through feet. Take the head from side to side. You might want to pivot side to side, as you wish. From here now, walk the hands back towards the feet. Knees can bend, first forward fold of the day. Inhale, gazing pose. Feet hip width fine here. Exhale, forward fold, clasp the elbows, let the neck hang. See if you can release this mid and upper back with the exhale. See if you can allow yourself to sink. You really can rest on the thighs here as well. Legs don't have to be straight. Inhale, we roll up. Head comes last. Just roll up slowly. And exhale, release those shoulders down. So we'll come to the front of the mat. Just circle the shoulders a little. One way. And then the other. Just opening them up. We'll take the feet hip width. So a little unusual, but this is going to help us with our shoulder openness. So inhale, reach up. And exhale, Uttanasana. Fold it forward again, interlace the fingers. We're going to do this quite a bit today. Keep the palms open, fold it forward. Opening through those shoulders. Inhale here. Exhale, release the hands to the mat, bend through the knees, step the right foot back, drop that back, sorry, left foot back, not right, left foot back. Inhale, arms up, low lunge, otherwise we're going to be on different sides. Hug that right thigh back into the socket, lift out of those hips. Inhale here. Exhale, bring the hands either side of front foot. Inhale, lengthen, come onto fingertips, reach the chest forward. Exhale, now straighten that front leg, toes flex back, high nomad's pose or half Hanuman. Stay up onto the fingertips, we're not folding here just yet. Inhale, just warming up through those hamstrings. Exhale, walk the hands forward, bend through that front leg. We step that right foot back to a split dog. Inhale, left heel can lift or you can start to lower. Level off the hips, so notice those toes out to the right, square them off. Inhale. Exhale, right foot back through to the hands, drop the back knee. We're repeating the same side. Inhale, reach up. Hug arms into sockets. Press into that front leg. Notice the weight distribution. See if you can find evenness between the two. Exhale, hands to mat. Back knee lift, step back to plank. Inhale here. Exhale, we'll lower through the knees for the first one today. Come all the way down, cobra on the inhale. Chest extends forward, squeeze those elbows in, shoulders around and down. Exhale, push back up, switch your core on so you're not snaking through the hips. Want to keep the core engaged. Exhale, back to downward dog. 3 long breaths here now. You can move still here, feel free to pedal. Exhale, now gaze forward, step 1 foot at a time to the front, feet hip width though. Inhale, gazing pose, core switches on. Exhale, fold forward, interlace the fingers the uncomfy way. Reach those knuckles away. Exhale, release the hands to the mat, bend through the knees, step the left foot back, low lunge, drop that back knee, hopefully starting to feel warmer now. Arms rise, inhale, opening hands. Lift out through hips, or out of hips I should say. Hug left thigh into socket. Exhale, hinge forward, half Hanuman, straighten that front leg, toes flex back, stay high. Exhale, lunge forward. Arms rise, inhale. You might need to slide that left foot back slightly. Exhale, release the hands to the mat. Shine the heart center forward, come onto fingertips. Inhale here. Exhale now, bend. Bring the hands to the mat, the knee's already bent. Back knee lifts, what I'm trying to say. And inhale, extend that left leg, split dog. Level off those hips. Exhale, release that left foot to the mat. Inhale, push forward to plank. Exhale, you can come through full plank if you wish now, or drop the knees low all the way down. Yogi's choice, come to cobra or upward dog, hands come back. Inhale, press and lift. Obviously if chaturanga is in your practice, feel free to come into this now. Really reach the chest forward, roll the shoulder head back. Depending on where you're at, drop through the knees, come back to downward dog, or switch on the core, roll over the toes. 3 breaths here. Lift up through your Mula Bandha as you exhale, so that's your pelvic floor. Rise onto the toes, bend to the knees, step or float to the front now. Again, hip width. Inhale, gazing pose. Exhale, Dhanurasana. Interlace those fingers, reach the knuckles away. Release the bind. Inhale, roll up to stand, bring the palms overhead. And exhale, release the hands down. Lovely, so coming into our standing poses. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, Dhanurasana, forward fold. Inhale, gazing pose. Exhale, bend through the knees, step or float back to plank. Lower down on the exhale, come through chaturanga or all the way down. Inhale to upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Take a few more breaths here. Rising onto the toes, raise the right leg. Inhale, split dog. Bend that top leg now, dip the toes over to the right. Keep lifting through that right knee. We're trying to find space over that right hip. See if you can drop that right shoulder slightly. Then straighten right leg, level off the hips. Exhale, right foot forward, warrior one. Left heel turns in, arms rise. Inhale here. So squaring to the front if you can. Right hip back, left hip forward. One more breath, fix that gaze along the nose. Then exhale, we open out, warrior two. Slide that left foot back, draw that left hand back slightly. Lunge deeper. Exhale now, left arm up the back and right arm overhead. See if you can find your t-shirt top. If you have a strap, grab that now, or find a bind with the fingertips. From here, inhale. Gaze can still be out to the side. Exhale, reverse your warrior two. Nice side stretch here, hopefully. Keep that lunge. Back toes turned out to the long side of the mat, just check there. Inhale, opening up, warrior two. Exhale, straighten front leg, hands to hips. Hop this left foot in, trikonasana. So just a meter distance, turn those left toes in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, hinge, reach forward. Right hand to the inner shin, maybe taking the toes and twist out to the left. Gaze up to that left hand. Great to stay here. You can also support yourself on the leg on the shin with that right hand. If you want to come deeper, turn the palm out. Take that hand over to the right hip or inner thigh. Whichever variation you're in, keep trying to extend forward, lengthen this underside of the body. We can tend to arch and banana, so keep extending, keep those hips working back. If you have the bind, roll that left shoulder open, but close those ribs. Final breath. Exhale, bend that front leg. So if you're in the bind, you can stay in the bind if you wish, or take the left hand up above the shoulder. Right hand comes to the floor, half moon. Oh yes, that is the right pose. Half moon. Press and lift. If you're not too heavy today, left leg to hip height. Keep the gaze to the floor if that's enough for you, or begin to transition. Gaze to the side, maybe up to the top arm or over that shoulder. Press into the wall with that left foot. Core switches on, ribs close in at the same time. One more breath here. Exhale, bend that right leg now. Shoot the left foot back. If you have the bind, stay with the bind. Side angle, right fingertips to the inside of right foot. Roll that left shoulder open. Absolutely fine if you're staying here with the left arm up, or drop the back knee. One more breath. Exhale, release those hands either side of front foot. Drop the back knee. Hips start to come back, right toes flex. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, this time we fold with our hangman. Soften those shoulders. You can take the head from side to side. Inhale, we roll forward, hands come to the mat. Step back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down or through chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, upward dog. Core on to help you lift, whether you're coming through knees or back to downward dog through the toes. Take a couple of breaths. Inhale, raise the left leg, split dog. Bend through the knee, dip the toes to the right. See if that right heel will lower a little. Keep lifting that left thigh, open that left hip. Inhale, extend left leg, level off hips. Exhale, left foot through to the hands, warrior one. Left heel turns in, right heel turns in, rise up. Slide that right foot back if you need to. Right hip forward, left hip back. So really hug that thigh bone into the socket. Press into the outer edge of back foot. Exhale, open out, warrior two. Right arm back, left arm forward. Slide that right foot back a little. toes to the long side of the mat. Breathe there. Exhale now, right arm up the back, left arm over the top. Inhale. And exhale, reverse your warrior. Try not to straighten that front leg. Gaze to the side. Inhale. Opening out. And exhale, straighten front leg, hands to hips, hop this right foot in, 1 meter apart, right toes in slightly, trikonasana, other side. Inhale, extend. Exhale, hinge, push the hips back, reach, and then release that left hand down. Inhale. And exhale, staying here or taking that right hand to hip, left hip or thigh. Roll that right shoulder open, but try not to splay through the ribs. Close the front body. One more breath. On the exhale, bend that front leg again, stay with the bind if you did on the other side you want to. Left fingertips to the mat. This left leg does not have to straighten, but inhale, press and lift the right foot. Right toes turn out to the side, so we're rolling that right hip open. Imagine someone's pushing against your foot, you're pushing back. Stay here, or raise the right arm. That's for you. The bind is a little bit more challenging, just a little different. Gaze to the side, to the floor or to the side. One more breath. Exhale now with control. Think about a slow fluid movement. Step that right foot back. We're coming into our Parsvakonasana. Left hand to the inside of left foot. Slide that right foot back if you need to. We roll that right shoulder out again. Here again. Dropping the knee if you wish to. And you can release the bind if it's too much. So just coming back to being able to breathe. If you can't breathe, maybe change something. Exhale, release the hands either side of front foot. Drop that back knee. We come into our Hanuman. Hips start coming back. So we're not sitting on that heel. The bottom's still off the heel, but we just want the hips to go back behind us. Left toes flex. You might need to shuffle that left foot forward slightly. Inhale here. Stay high if that's enough. Or exhale, fold forward. Anyone struggling to get the hands down, please do grab books. I should have said on the other side, but hopefully you've worked around it. Inhale, walk the hands forward, bend through that front leg. We step back to our plank, step it back. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. 3 breaths. Exhale, drop onto the knees, puppy dog. Slide the hands forward. Keep the knees as they are. Keep sliding those hands forward so you can arch through the mid and upper back, beginning to bring forehead to the mat. Chin and chest is the next phase. If you struggle to come down, you can always take a pillow or a book underneath you so that you've got somewhere to rest your head. If you can keep it folded, stay with that, but otherwise just rest it there. So want to feel this across the top of the shoulders, around the back of the shoulder blades as well. Tummy draws in and up slightly just to neutralise that lower back. Breathe there, you can close the eyes if you wish. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 3 more. See if you can sink a little deeper. Those hands might slide forward with the breath now. Make sure the core is on now. Press into those hands. Bring the forearms up. Slide the hands back. Toes tuck under. Inhale, lift the hips up and back. And exhale, here. Take the head from side to side, just release that tension. Then rise onto the toes, bend through the knees, step or float to the front. Big toes can touch this time. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, we fold forward. Inhale, hinge to rise, palms touch. And exhale, release the hands down. So coming to our final poses, standing poses. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, gazing pose. Exhale, bend the knees, step or float back to plank. Lower down on the exhale. Inhale, cobra to upward or upward dog. And exhale, back to downward dog. Raise the right leg, inhale. Open out through the hip. Exhale, stay here. If wild things for you, rise onto the left toes. Pivot with that left heel slowly as you can. Start to release those right toes towards the mat. Right hand stays grounded as long as possible. Right toes drop. Left toes turn to the back of the mat. Inhale, open out. Breathe there. It doesn't matter if you're in any other variations. Stay with it. Exhale, now start to pivot on left foot. Gaze to the mat. Slowly release. Right foot through to the hands. High lunge. Adjust the feet slightly wider. Arms reach up. Inhale here. And exhale, lower. Slide those left toes back a little deeper. Close those front ribs. Exhale, now slowly lower that back knee. The hands can support you if you need to. Release that left knee to the mat. Take right fingertips, actually first variation, take forearm to thigh. Right forearm to thigh, that is. Now, we're trying to stretch the quad. Sometimes it can be too difficult to come from the deeper lunge. So come out of the lunge, find that left foot if you can, or grab a t-shirt or a strap or a top. It can get a bit wobbly, especially when you're not looking where you're going. Stay here, and then bring that foot in towards you. If you can start with the hand on the mat or work towards it. So bringing this left foot in towards the bottom. Breathing there. If you can begin to square the shoulders, you can adjust the hand. So you can take the shoulders to the front of the mat. Let's play around with it. Forearm to thigh is a less steep lunge through the thigh here, but sometimes you get more of a hip flexor stretch. So see where you need it most. I tend to like it quite high. Sometimes I take both hands around one foot. Another option is, if you can, get the foot into the crook of the elbow. You can square forward, or even find a bind, just as we did before in our warriors. So see how you feel. Just take your variation. You can always extend one arm. Lots of options, and it's quite hot. So go with it. Breathe there. Trying to square those shoulders. You can always take that pillow underneath that left knee too. One more breath here. Exhale, release the right hand down. Slowly release that left foot if you can get that hand down. And release. Hands come either side of that front foot. Back knee lift, step back to plank. Inhale here. And exhale, low all the way down this time. Release the toes. Come up onto the forearms, Sphinx pose. Set elbows in line with shoulders, forearms parallel. Tops of the feet relaxed. Hopefully you can see me, I'll inch forward. Press into those hands now, fingertips nice and wide. Press up, away from the mat, and inhale here. Exhale, try and draw yourself forward. This may be enough if you're working a little deeper. You can begin to press into the hands, try and straighten those arms, but be mindful of that lower back. Core switches on, Mula Bandha. Exhale, slowly lower. Hands come back to the ribs. Inhale, ribs for upward dog, or come to your cobra. Exhale, back to downward dog. So we come to the other side. Left leg lifts. Inhale, split dog. Right heel can lift if you need to.
Exhale, open out through the hips. Stay here if that's enough. Keep lifting that left knee, opening that hip. To come deeper, rise onto the right toes. We come to wild thing, pivot, drop the heel, and slowly begin to lift the left hand as you work the left toes to the mat. Transition slowly, left toes to the mat, right toes turn to the back. Inhale, opening out. So eventually bringing the left hand towards the floor. You might be able to touch it. If not today, maybe another day. Exhale, begin to pivot on that right foot. Left hand to the mat, left foot forward. High lunge, so take the feet hip width. Arms rise, inhale here. And exhale, lower, slide those right toes back. Gaze along the nose, slightly just ahead. Front ribs, back thigh strong. Exhale now, see if you can lower that right knee slowly. And we come to the quad stretch on our other side. So, forearm to thigh, look over the right shoulder. So we're trying to take as little weight into this right knee as possible. So lift through your abdominal muscles, core on, left thigh taking some weight. So it's as light as possible with that right knee. Find the foot. You can always start here if that's accessible to you. That takes a little bit less weight out of the knee because you're more on the meaty part above. But do what works for you. So you can get into the pose. Inhale here, try and square to the front. And exhale, draw that right foot in. Again, staying high, testing whether coming lower works for you. Drawing that foot closer. Crook of the elbow again. This is a little bit more of a back bend. The left arm can come up. Maybe it can connect. Breathe. Whichever variation you're in, that's the key here. If we can't breathe, we're not doing yoga. Slow it down. Ooh. Well, I've lost my balance. You guys stay in. I'll be coming back in. That's the key with the gaze. Sometimes if you're looking around a lot, you lose your balance. I'm a prime example today. Exhale now, slowly release that right foot. Hands come either side of the front. Back knee lifts. Try and step back to plank without dragging that left foot. So really round to the upper back. Step it back. You'll feel the core switching on a little more there. Exhale, lower all the way down. And we'll come into a bow pose. Our final back bend. Bring your feet into your bottom. Take the hands over the tops of the feet. Ankles if you can reach them. Take an inhale through your nose. And sigh out through your mouth. Just clear the airway. Lift up through your pelvic floor, your Mula Bandha now. Core switching on. Inhale. Reach those feet away. And begin to open through the chest and shoulders. If you're rocking, keep lifting through that Mula Bandha, particularly on the exhale, that pelvic floor helps keep you in place. On the inhale, perhaps reach those feet further back. And exhale, release slowly. Release the legs, strong through the legs. Make a nice pillow at the front with your hands. Rest your forehead there. Sway the hips from side to side. Just slowly. Hands come underneath. In fact, no, we'll do one last back bend. Hands come back to the ribs. Inhale, press and open to your upward dog. It should feel lovely now, or your cobra. And exhale back to downward dog. Little counter for our back bend or forward fold. Drop to the knees now, take them wide. Release the toes and push back here. Arms can rest in front or back towards the feet. Some deep breaths, sighing out through your mouth. Inhale, slowly roll up to seated. Lean out to one side. And we'll come into a couple of forward folds. So we'll come into Backbends first of all.
Bring soles of the feet together. Wrap your hands around the feet. This might be the variation for you today. There's another option where you can turn the soles of the feet open like pages of a book. So the thumbs on top, and the rest of the fingers, the thumbs on the arch and the rest of the fingers on the top of your foot. You can open them out, up to you. Doesn't matter which variation you're on. Inhale, lengthen, sit tall. And exhale, hinge forward. You can use those forearms to help you open through the hips, ground down through the bottom, and extend out through the top of your head. As I mentioned before, use that exhale to help you deepen, to fold into the pose, to let go. If we're holding tension, the body won't open to allow us to work deeper into that stretch. Relax shoulders down. Perhaps the grip doesn't need to be quite as tight. Inhale, come to a gazing pose, so halfway up, and exhale, release. Extend the legs in front. We'll come into a Paschimottanasana. Legs straight. Internally rotate those thighs. So we're basically moving the fleshy part out from underneath the bottom so you feel the bones grounding down a little more. We sit a little flatter, essentially. Take the fingertips behind, toes flex back. Inhale here. And exhale, hinge forward. Tummy, we're working towards tummy to thighs. Keep those toes flexing back, keep those heels pushing into the floor. Chin tucks in. If you're confident, bringing the arms forward won't make you round through the mid and upper back. You can bring them forward. For those of you more advanced, you can take the outside edges of the feet, maybe the toes. See how you go. Breathe there. Breathe that lower back. Expand through the back body. Reach through top of head. So it's natural to have a rounding through the lower back. What we're actually trying to achieve is less of a rounding through the mid and upper back. Inhale, rise up, gazing pose, and exhale, release out. Bring the feet to the mat, inch yourself down. Now we're coming towards Shavasana, so grab socks, blankets if you need, jumpers, inch yourself down. Please feel free to do anything else you need to now at the end of your practice. Otherwise, just give yourself a nice hug, draw the knees in, sway from side to side, small circles one way and the other. Perhaps even a happy baby if you like this one. Some of us it's not as comfy. And then release the feet to the mat, but bring soles of the feet together, create a diamond shape with the legs. Allow those hips to open. Often if we're sat down a lot, these will be quite tight. Raise the arms overhead, inhale, stretch out, and exhale, sigh, release. Inhale, and exhale. Slide the arms back. Feel free to stay here with the legs as they are, or legs extend, or knees rest against each other. Shavasana time. Close your eyes, turn your palms up, tuck those shoulders under. Just before we drift off into our Shavasana, just notice the energy you've created. Perhaps the body's pulsing. Notice the difference already in mood, space in the mind. Let go of your yogic breath. Begin to sink. Sinking into the mat. face softening. With each soft exhale, subtly letting go. Thoughts that come, acknowledge them, and then let them go. It's often what happens in Shavasana, as well as speaking to ourselves on the mat. We can learn from this. Our tendencies, how we talk to ourselves. So if you'd like to stay in Shavasana longer, please do. Trying to fit a lot into this time. So stay there. Otherwise, begin to bring movement back, perhaps with a deeper breath. Connect with your body. The head can sway, fingertips can move. You can stretch out or simply roll to one side and rest there. Everyone meeting on one side. Keeping eyes closed, press and roll yourself up to seated. Take a moment to become aware how you feel, how your body feels, energy levels, perhaps space between shoulders and ears. Hopefully more content, at peace, energized. Drawing your hands together now into your heart center. We'll bow our heads together. Namaste. So thank you very much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that one. I'm definitely feeling a lot better than when I started. Definitely got lots of energy for the evening ahead. But backbends tend to be very, very energizing. So if you're looking to get an early night, definitely have a little bit of wind down time now. A few more forward folds or a nice cup of tea. But otherwise, have a lovely evening ahead, and I will see you next week. Next week, I'm moving house. So I think the class will be on Friday, but I'll confirm and send everything out via email and Facebook. Just want to give myself enough time to make sure I've got internet and a space to work with. I know I will, but it's just figuring it all out. So thank you. I got nice and toasty in the end. Thanks everyone. It was lovely to see you. Well, know you were there.